Rahim, dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Electrical Engineering channel. In this lecture, I will discuss some important factors and important terms which are related to an electric power system. The first term is called demand factor, and demand factor can be defined as the ratio of maximum demand to the connected load. So, for example, if we have a maximum demand of 15 kilowatt, okay. So this is the 15 kilowatt load, which is the maximum demand by a home, and the connected load, total connected load in the home can be 20 kilowatts. So the connected load is the load which is installed in the whole house, but that may not be in operation all the time. For example, we have five air conditioners and we have three refrigerators, and not all the refrigerators or not all the air conditioners are working all the time, right? So that is all the connected load in the house, but the only load which is operating is actually corresponding to the maximum demand, but in the connected load, all the load which has been present in the house is called connected load. So the demand factor in this case will be 75%. Second important quantity or second important term is average load, and daily average load is the ratio of kilowatt hours in one day. So this is the energy, and if we divide this kilowatt hours in one day by 24, we will get daily average load. Load factor can be defined as the average demand divided by the maximum demand, and load factor will always be smaller than 1. Okay. And the next thing is diversity factor. Diversity factor is the ratio of sum of individual maximum demands to maximum demand on system. Plant capacity should be slightly more than the maximum demand, and plant capacity factor is the ratio of average demand to maximum installed capacity, and this is also equal to load factor multiplied by the utilization factor. And we have another important term which is called reserve capacity. Reserve capacity is equal to plant capacity minus the maximum demand. For example, if we have a maximum demand of 10 kilowatt, so we have to install a power plant which is slightly more than 10 kilowatt. Okay, so the plant capacity can be 12 kilowatt if we have a maximum demand of 10 kilowatt, and the ratio of this average demand to maximum installed capacity is called plant capacity factor. And utilization factor, this is also called plant use factor, and it is the ratio of station output in kilowatt hours to plant capacity multiplied by hours of use. So this is called a utilization factor. Uh, so if we have a station output in kilowatt hours divided by plant capacity multiplied by hours of use. So if plant capacity and station output both are equal, then we can say that our utilization factor is 100%, or utilization factor is equal to unity. So utilization factor is actually the quantity uh, which implies that if we have a 10 kilowatt plant and 10 kilowatt power is actually demanded by the load, then the whole plant is utilized. So the utilization factor will be 100% because 100% of the plant capacity is utilized. Another term is called firm power, and it is defined as the power that should always be available even under emergency. Prime power, it is the maximum power continuously available for conversion into electric power. Uh, so this is the power, or these are the resources which are available to us, and we can readily convert these resources to generate electrical energy. For example, if we have excess water storage or if we have excess biomass storage, then the prime power will actually be the maximum power which can be generated by these storages. So dump power is another term, and it is the power in excess of the load requirements, and it is made available by surplus water. So if we have any power which is present in excess of the load, that is called dump power. Spill power is the power that is produced during floods in a hydropower station, and cold reserve is the reserve generating capacity that is not in operation but can be made available for service. So this is called cold reserve, and it is the reserve generating capacity that actually is not in operation, but whenever we need that reserve generating capacity, that can be made available. And hot reserve is the reserve generating capacity that is in operation but not in service. So hot reserve is actually the reserve generating capacity which is not in service. For example, if we have a power plant of 100 megawatts, but currently that power plant is generating only 50 megawatts of electrical energy because the load connected to it is 50 megawatts, then the remaining 50 megawatt which is not in service is called hot reserve, because that whole power plant is in operation, and if 50 megawatt excess load is connected to that power generator, then that 50 megawatt will readily be available by that operating power station or power plant. So this is called hot reserve. And spinning reserve is the reserve generating capacity that is connected to bus bars and is ready to take the load. So that is all about some important terms which are associated with electric power system. For watching more lectures, please subscribe this channel. Until the next lecture, it's goodbye.